Hello everyone, we should be live now. Welcome to the channel. It's Rad and we are into my favorite, the immediate guidance today. So if you have paid attention as usual to the thumbnail, you will see, hold on just a second here. God, what is this? So you will see these three cards as follow. The Eight of Swords, that will be the first one, with the Three of Cups, which stands as the second one. And then the third one as follow, that is going to be the Page of Pentacles. And this is the collective guidance or the collective knowledge, or let's put it as a general energies within the world as of this moment. These three cards here, and they kind of like refer to how much we can pretty much count on ourselves instead of counting to others. And as well, they are touching on a very important topic, or at least for me, pretty much it's quite of an important topic. And have you not caught yourself in a moments where, if you are within the crowd, let's say within your social circle, and if the majority of the social circle that you are in has an opinion that differs from yours, and basically your opinion is within the minority, if not secluded one, and therefore you kind of like tend to abandon your opinion and move on to the collective opinion. So something like this we are having here, or at least the incentive. However, the difference this time around is going to be that we will not going to lightly relinquish the side, the vision, and the opinion we have. So you can take it that this time around we are actually going, everyone, not just only we, but everyone actually is gonna stand for themselves and for their word, so to speak. That is because the reliance is going to be abated, or at least for what those cards are showing here. Where I'm going to, it is that even though we may not have that many people to support us, we can still accomplish great things. It is something we should need to know right now. So what this really means, right? Well, it means that if say your partner doesn't agree with your business idea, well, maybe it's time for you to transfer your business idea elsewhere, okay? Or just keep up doing it on your own. I mean, my point here is that you don't always have, or you don't always need I don't know, a green light from someone, an allowance, right? An approval of a somebody or of a social circle to push on forward with your things. In fact, those cards here are showing that one or a more relationships that we do have are restricting us. They are restricting us big time. The attachment to these relationships is restricting us. And now into my mind comes the very common situation, which kind of like pains me when people got stuck into that situation, but it's life. What you can do when one person loves another, but that another doesn't love the one, right? And then the one that loves cannot moves forward because loves somebody that doesn't love them really, and that is a self-imposed limitation. And here you see you want something but you don't have an approval. Well, then it's time to transfer that something into someone or a something else. So it's very important to move on from the wishes and the opinion of those that surround us, because at the end of the day, if we don't make something for ourselves, who is going to really? That is a thing we need to acknowledge right now, as of this moment. For the grand scheme of things, friendships may be broken soon, Okay, not just only friendships, but as well a long-term, yeah, it's long-term friendships slash partnerships, and also a relinquishment of a one or another enterprise could also take place, which is going to be conscious. It is no different than realizing that that person is slowing you down, and you just have to put a break on that, right? You just have to detach yourself from this tether that you do have to that person. Or you do realize that you sunk way too much time and resources into one thing and it just doesn't want to move forward, so it's time for you to move forward. That is what we need to know. When enough, it's enough, and we just have to this time around recognize the truth, the reality. You know, sometimes things aren't meant to be, and we just have to kind of like move on from them. So that is hello everyone who is joining to the live stream. So that is pretty much the collective reading to the immediate guidance. And with that said, moving to the 12 star signs. So there are going to be readings, one for each star sign. Starting from Aries and ending up with Pisces. Additionally to that, there are going to be 3 free readings which I'm going to give away to 3 of you guys. Those readings, the first is going to happen after Cancer is done. The second is going to happen after Scorpio is done, and the last one is going to take place after a Pisces towards the end of the stream. Of course, anyone who supports the channel and the stream through super chat, you guys are going to get your readings at the end of the stream regardless. So if you decide to go for a super chat, if you don't input any inquiry with your super chat, then automatically that is going to be what you need to know as of this moment, your immediate guidance. You can also input, like I said, an inquiry, like a question you have, etc., etc. Or you can type Lenormand if you are feeling brave and you want to know an event which is gonna take place in your life. And if you are interested in having a personal reading with me, you can always go to my website, which you're going to find in the description down below. And there on the very front page, you can see full list of my services, also their pricing. And based on your budget and also your needs, you can go for whichever one suits you best. A lot of love in the chat. Hey, Mattia, welcome to the stream. Right, starting up first, we do have Aries with the Empress first card, followed by the second card of the Eight of Swords. And the final one, that is going to be the Four of Pentacles. Those 3 cards. And what do you need to know, or your immediate guidance, Aries? It is that you do need a break. You do need a break from the midst of all the activities you do have, especially important activities, especially activities that pretty much your future is depending on. And you may be asking, why do you need that break? Well, it is because as things stand currently, it seems that you, can I put it into words, you don't have a full grasp on where the whole thing is going. You know, these situations where you just have to kind of like take a break so you can think in peace, right? So you can deliberate in peace and find the most well-found and balanced and even mature decision how to proceed with the situation. No different than if you are in the midst of activities and everybody is pushing you to take their side, right? You just can't you just can't see things clearly. That's my point here. And truly, it seems that a big portion of your future is depending on it, because according to these plans, that whole thing concerns and involves either a plan or a preparation that you are making, which by the way is for a long term, is for the distant future. It could be that you're planning an engagement, for example, marriage, child, which also qualify for that, or opening business, whatever your plans are. Like I said, it's gonna serve you very well to stop for a couple of days, maybe a week as well, just to put a break on it, to take a break from it. And the boundaries, or rather, like, how can I put it into words, the limitations that's that you do have bestowed upon yourself, you will find a way how to break through these limitations. Because what's at stake for you, Aries, it's securing and ensuring a certain future for your child, for your marriage, for your business as well, for yourself, for your health, if that's a plan for you to start some kind of a diet or a treatment or whatever. Very, very important to, like I said, your actions and your decision to be based on well-found and a mature incentive here. Because the next thing that you need to know, it is that the results, whether bitter or sweet, from your actions and your choices are going to be yours to eat, right? So you make sure that you plant a healthy tree rather than a rotten branch. And again, I cannot stress you enough, can only happen when you take a break. Just to give you an example here, guys, imagine that you're in a relationship with someone, actually you're moved in together and you're living a really nice life, but that person is kind of like always harping on you that you should get married. And you just can't make it up, right? You can't actually decide what you want to do with the whole thing. It is because it's that constant harp, and you have to just take a break from that relationship for a day or two, or maybe a week. Go to your parents. In that way you will decide, or you will find out, do you really miss that person, or it is just, you know, something that it's already over. And that way you're pretty much gonna realize what you gotta do from there on moving forward. Again, your future and your comfort depends on it. Mattia, thank you so much for your $9.99, and JT, thank you so much for your $19.99 US dollars. Thank you, guys. Thank you both. Make sure that you both stick around up until the end, where you're gonna get your personalized reading for what do you need to know at the moment. Right, so moving next, we do have Taurus. Okay, the first for Taurus, that is going to be the Four of Cups, followed by the second for Taurus, which is the Two of Cups. And the final one for Taurus, we do have the Devil. Those three. And this is a very strong reading for you guys who are single. Very, very strong one, and pretty much, well, I don't know how to break it to you, but according to these cards, your love, it's not within the circle you're in, okay? That is coming from the Two of Cups and the Four of Cups, those two cards. That, and pretty much what they speak, it is that the person that is gonna fit and is gonna make a unity with you, not just only a relationship, but is going to be a flow out there, It's someone which is around you but you do not see yet. If we consider your social circle, those three cups here, that person is that cup over there, okay, which is outside of the current social circle. It's around you, but it needs for you, you need to look away from what you know currently so you can see that person. Either it's again that what this speaks about is either partnership or love, but it should be about love. I mean, that's the bigger incentive here that we do have. And one other thing that you need to know, it is that if you do spot that person, right, if you do see who that one is and you decide, okay, so let's try it out, the next thing that you do need to know, it is that this isn't going to work out if you are proud or if you do have a bunch of conditions that needs to be fulfilled, and if you are expecting something necessarily to happen. I mean, or rather like you are expecting a necessary specific approach was my point here. It is because with the Two of Cups, the love that forms, it happens through a lack of pride, lack of shyness, a lack of expectations as well. It has to be something pure. And with the Two of Cups, if you do observe, I mean, well, these people aren't touching themselves here, rather like they don't touch each other, right, with the hands here. But into the traditional deck, you do have where the two people reach toward one another and they meet in the middle. So as much as you will make an effort, the other person needs to make an effort as well. And as much as they make an effort, you also have to make your effort. And just to give you an example, let's say that they text you a couple of days. Well, then the next couple of days, it is you that should text them rather than expecting that they are constantly going to text you. And with the devil having it there, that card only kind of like, how can I put it into words? It amplifies the urge to look outside, all right? To look outside of your current, like I said, social circle, or why not a current options available. So if you are hoping to reconcile, this is not what the cards are showing, okay? Or what do you need to know? Well, that doesn't mean that you can't reconcile. Okay, it's just they're showing that you do have a better match outside. Whether you're gonna take that better match or not, well, that depends entirely on you. But just what the cards want to warn you, if you do decide to reconcile, is that at least right now, the old person has nothing new to offer. Okay, at least as the time is due. Maybe in the future they will, but for now, if you are expecting something different from that relationship, you are messing with the wrong person, with the wrong guy, or with the wrong woman. And finally, if we're talking about opportunities, those cards are speaking that you have to create. What you need to know is that opportunities are coming through someone else, okay? So you will have to actively seek them through someone else. To give you an example, if you are looking for job, asking a friend to find you a job is a good way to seeking an opportunity through someone else. To ask your friend, to ask in the company he or she is working at, are there place for you there? So that was for Taurus. Now moving next, we do have Gemini. All right, so for Gemini, first one, that is going to be the Seven of Wands. Second card, we do have the Strength. And the third one for Gemini, that is going to be the Five of Pentacles. Hold on a second, guys. We do have these three cards. Seven of Wands, Five of Pentacles, the Strength card. For Gemini, what you need to know is that your window of opportunity is approaching and you have to adopt a stance. I don't know how to put it into words. So you have to adopt a stance, readiness for a action, because the window of opportunity is going to be very small, but you definitely can kind of like make a severe breakthrough if you catch it. Few examples that come to my mind: if you are hoping for an opportunity to express your emotions, that window of opportunity is approaching. Or if you are hoping for an opportunity to make your case, same thing out there. It's just it may feel a bit overwhelming right now, in a sense of how challenging the whole endeavor is, whatever endeavor you are going through right now. But what you need to know is that with these cards, the reassurance, it is that you can handle it, you can manage it, and on top of that, these cards are reassuring that it is worth it. Another thing that I'd like to tell you, and that is a more like a guidance here. It comes from that elemental dignity. We do have a active neutrals as an elemental dignity here, and you can make some, how can I put it into words, some changes into your lifestyle to make your things easier, or to make yourself easier. I like to make things go easy on you, easier, oh my god, to make your life easier, okay? But it's not necessarily. So why I'm saying that? Well, because you're not going to be alone in it, and those who are in it with you, they will kind of like poke you here and there, tease you, so to speak, that you will have to change that behavior, you know, you will have to readdress that, readopt this, and so on and so forth. And you may kind of like start feeling that sense of guilt that things aren't going forward because of you, which is totally untrue. Okay, it's just, if you do change yourself, or rather like change your lifestyle, not yourself but your lifestyle, or the style you are addressing the endeavor itself, which, like I said, it's quite challenging and you're waiting for your window of opportunity, then the window of opportunity is going to be a little bit wider and is going to be a bit easier to execute. But if you don't do a thing about your lifestyle, you will be able to succeed as well. That is, if you have that readiness to jump into action. And another two criteria are that you will need to be, you need to have that resilience to withstand temptation, and as well to fight with yourself, in a sense of like overcoming some kind of a an urge and a drive. And you are, by a definition right now, kind of like bound to win. That is, as of this moment, because with the strength and the Seven of Wands here, with the strength and the Seven of Wands, your behavior is spot on. That's why I do believe that we're talking about some kind of an interactions in between you and your supervisor, or your boss, or your colleague, or friends, why not family as well, or maybe with someone else. So your behavior there, it's spot on. You have the appropriate stance toward the enterprise, and all that it is left for you to do, it is just, you know, when the time comes right, act on it. That's all that it takes. Next one, we do have Gemini. And not Gemini, but Cancer. I'm sorry. So we do have Cancer. All right, so first one for Cancer, that is going to be the Hierophant. Second card for you guys, that is going to be Justice. And the last one for you, we do have the Six of Cups. These three cards. And it's something I said about tomorrow's daily, which is already released. If you are curious, you can go and watch it. But what you need to know is it doesn't matter that you are managing your time correctly. if you are hating your time, right? It doesn't matter. It makes no difference, right? So what you need to know is that you gotta make sure that the time you spend, whether in your job or with your friends or with your family or with your beloved ones, it's something you would enjoy going for. And that's literally the message for you. So if you are kind of like dealing with shenanigans that you don't have to, but you're doing it because reasons, that's what you think is best for using your time, stop. If you are dealing with people that you don't like to deal with, okay, and you have a choice not to deal with them, but you are trying to maintain composure, right? You are trying to maintain good behavior. Well, stop. You do not owe anybody anything. And therefore, you shouldn't feel, how can I put it into words, obliged, so to speak, to spend time with people you don't like to spend time with. Just so they don't think that you're not friend of theirs anymore. Well, I have a news for you. You aren't. You aren't their friend. If you hate spending time with them, then there is no friendship. So you should strive to really suffuse or full up your environment or your time, so to speak, with enterprises that pretty much brings you joy. Another thing, imagine it that way. Who do you think it's better? The one who makes a bunch of money but hates doing their job, or the one who makes just enough to go by and loves what they're doing? Okay, who is better? And you think it that way, you're working 80% of your life, you are working. And if you hate your work, if you hate the time you're working, right, that means that you do hate it 80% of the time spent in your life, conscious time in your life. Is that really a life worth living? That's pretty much the message to, or rather, like, what do you need to know? That you gotta ask yourself that question. Or if you're finding yourself in some kind of a friendship or a relationship, and well, for whatever reason, the result kind of like it's a result you hate, is it really worth being in that thing? It's something you gotta ask yourself. Of course, the cards are giving a guidance what you should strive for. I don't want to make decisions for you, okay? But pretty much they urge you to strive for things you have trust into. Pretty much that's as much as I'm gonna say. If you go for that, then according to these cards, it's highly likely that should you be looking for someone to go out with or to date, um, it's very possible that you're going to meet someone that you will relate emotionally and physically as well. For as much as job, if you are looking for job and you go for what I just said in regards to what strive you should have, highly likely to find a job that you're gonna like working. And so that concludes the first 4 star signs, and now we are entering into the first break of the live stream. One of you is gonna get a free reading within that break, and all you gotta do in order to get that free reading is to input a question into the comments down below, and in about 5 minutes I'm going to pick one of your questions, should there be any, and I'm going to produce a professional reading on that question. Of course, anyone who supported and is about to support the channel through Super Chat, you guys are going to get your reading at the end of the stream, that's given. And if you are interested in a personal reading with me, you can always go to my website, and there you can purchase whichever reading suits you best. Hey Danny, thank you so much for your $4.99 US. Make sure that you do stick around up until the end of the live stream, where you're gonna get your personalized reading of what you need to know as of this moment. Thank you, Danny. I think, and I believe it's something you should do, Melanie. Anyone should do that, not just only a woman. Anyone who is kind of like abused should seek justice. That's my opinion, personal. Because the very least that way, in my opinion, at the very least you are preventing them to do the same to someone else. The very least. Or at least they're gonna think twice doing it to someone else if someone stands their ground. So they ain't gonna, it's kind of like a psychology, I believe. Even if you get away from something, if you get away by a thread, you think it hard next time. Are you gonna risk it again or not? Let me get a tarot deck which is accustomed, or rather like which is meant for a for readings, guys, for personal readings. Hold on a second. For personal readings, I'm exclusively using the Reader White tarot decks. It's the only thing I'm using. All right, so let's check on that court case. Okay, how it's gonna turn out. It's a question submitted by Melanie DeGrue, I believe, or DeGrau. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your surname. Uh, okay, those are cards. And justice will be served, Melanie. Justice will be served. It's pretty much what those cards are showing here. And you will get power at the end. I don't know what that really means, but you will be rewarded with power. Use it carefully. Now, what really works against you, it's your conscientiousness, really. So you gotta become a little bit more, how can I put it into words? Cold-hearted, if I may say it that way, when you are dealing with your husband or with your ex-husband, that is. That's pretty much your answer. Justice is gonna be served. Okay, guys, couple of minutes and moving to the next 4 star signs, which are gonna be Leo, Virgo, Libra, and after that Scorpio. Welcome. Well, Rennie, I don't know. I mean, that is my personal opinion. Forgiving someone just because you think you ain't gonna find someone else is a wrong reason to forgive someone. Okay, that's my opinion here. If I am to forgive a girlfriend, if I have one that cheated on me, I would do it because I love her. No, because I think that I'm not gonna find another girlfriend. I mean, I'm better off alone if I had someone instead of living with a snake, right? I mean, because that's what traitors are. Because cheating is betrayal, isn't it? I mean, the way you look at it, it's pure betrayal. And it's a broken trust. I mean, trust doesn't, I mean, you can repair it, but it's so hard to repair it. All right, let me shuffle and moving to the next 4 star signs. All right, first one, it's Leo. The first card for Leo. I'm sorry for mispronouncing it. I don't know why I'm always saying Leo, but for Leo, that is going to be the Hierophant, followed by Nine of Cups. It's gonna be a good thing for Leo. And finally, we do have Six of Pentacles. Those 3 cards for Leo. Moonrain, thank you so much for your $9.99. Make sure that you do stick around up until the end, where you're gonna get your personalized reading for what is that you need to know right now. Okay. So for Leo, Um, well, literally what the cards are speaking for you is that you're exactly where you need to be. That's simple as and it's plain that way. More importantly, though, for you guys, you gotta recognize what makes you happy. So if your job makes you happy, or a friend of yours makes you happy, or maybe a relationship gets you happy, you know, whatever makes you happy, for according to these cards, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, okay? You just have to maintain it. That is what you need to know. And I do believe that this message, it's more directed to people who are doubting, okay? You doubt yourself that you will be able to be good enough for your for the person you are with, or that you're good enough to do your job, or that you are good enough to maintain your friendship. You are, okay? You are. You just have to be yourself. You just have to follow your code of conduct, if you will. Another thing, what those cards as well are saying here for you, Leo, and what you need to know is that if you are experiencing difficulties, there is a benevolent support around you in form of counseling, okay? So someone is going to counsel you into how to resolve your issues and your problems, whether in your career or whether in your relationship, and you will see that actually the resolution is very simple, but no one can do it for you, okay? I mean, from now on, for the time due, only you can resolve your problems, okay? Only you can talk, for example, with your fiance and fixing the situation in between you two, not your mother, not their father, you, okay? You have to be the one. Only you can clean up the mess done in your job, if there is such. Only you can reprimand a friendship, for example, or mend a friendship, so to speak. Okay, it is you who has to. Oh my God, I have something in my eye. Uh, only, I mean, you have to step in, so to speak. Because otherwise, if you rely on someone else to pass the message or to do the action, they will. Don't get me wrong, they will, but it's not gonna have the same. It's not gonna have the same results. And instead of fixing the issue, it's only going to postpone it. So instead of, for example, your fiance saying to you, "Yeah, we are good," they will say, "Well, I'm gonna think about it." Okay. Same thing about the client. I mean, instead of sending your junior, go yourself, because your junior is gonna get that answer. I'm gonna think about it. While if it is you that it is going there, you will get the answer. Okay, let's make business. So that's why it's very important to step in yourself here. And finally, try to surround yourself with people that you can trust on. Now, it's not a good time, according to these cards, to make new friendships, okay? And to make new partnerships. Try to consolidate and as well improve on those that you already have. Tara, thank you so much for your $5 US. Make sure that you do stick around up until the end, where you're going to get your personalized reading for what you need to know as of this moment. Thank you, Tara. Yeah, Luluco, but not all the time. All right, that's not valid all the time. Sometimes there is nothing wrong asking for help or to allowing someone to help you. It's just in this particular case, the way that the cards are falling. Yeah, I mean, you gotta do it yourself, Leo. Hey, Trines. Welcome to the stream. All right, next one, we have Virgo. And the first one for Virgo, that is going to be the King of Cups. And there you go, Lulo. For a change from Leo, Virgo can get some help if they want to. With the Queen of Cups. With the Six of Swords. Okay, those three cards. All right, so it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple message for you, Virgo. And according to them, there is a person around you that can go everywhere else with what they have to offer, but they want to offer it to you. And it's not because you're qualified or better qualified than others. It's not because you have some kind of a leverage over others, because it is where it's pulling them towards you by the look of these cards. The thing is that they do trust you with your discretion, and not just only with your discretion, but you do understand things profoundly, because it takes more than just a skill to go forward with what you are to be offered, whether a job or whether a friendship. It could be as well a relationship. It takes a soul. That's how important it is for the one that approaches you. Now, there is no doubt in my mind, regardless if this is a professional offer or a friendship offer or whatever kind of offer, there is no doubt in my mind that the person who approaches you with this offering has emotional incentive, let's put it that way. Now, it doesn't have to be a romantic love. It could be that this person wants to take you under their wing and protect you like it is your father, right? It could be a person who really wishes to, how can I put it into words, to repent some sins that they did in the past with someone else, and they see in you a person that they can do that with, right? So you need to know that that is very personal for them. It's not like, all right, I mean, if you don't accept it, I'm going to go to someone else. That place is going to be always open for you by the look of these cards. But by the way, for how they stand, I mean, there is entirely no need whatsoever for you to deny whether a helping hand or whether a very, very good proposal, because that's what's coming. One thing I want to warn you about this individual, should that proposal is for a intimacy, okay, that offer is for intimacy, you need to know that they are very closed. I want to explain you something. With that elemental dignity that we do have, that's like the quality of the King of Cups to tame their emotions or his emotions, or steroids. And you're not gonna see that they show weakness towards you in the crowd. Okay, only when you are alone with each other, only then you will see that you are their weakness. Amongst the crowds, you are gonna be like just any other, right? And that may kind of like repulse you. I know that, you know, if you expect someone to show intimacy, or rather like someone to be intimate with you, you would expect them to treat you differently in the crowd, but not this one. Okay, this one believes that emotions should be shown only in the presence of those that deserve those emotions, and not in presence of others. So there you go. I mean, you do have someone hooked up. I hope you do not kind of like, how can I put it into words, cook them on a slow fire. That isn't an expression that we do have in our country. Like cooking someone on a slow fire, it is when you kind of like tease them and make them burn little by little, you know. Hey, Karen. Glad you made it. Welcome to the stream. So moving on next, we do have Libra. First one for Libra, that is going to be the World, followed by the second one of the Six of Cups. And the third one for Libra, that is going to be the Four of Cups. Those three cards. And we are having new perspectives. It's pretty much what those cards are saying, or rather like what you need to know is that you did a good job. Okay, you did a good job either by preparing or laying a foundations, or either you did a good job overall, and now that job is gonna bear fruits. Okay, and you are about to start enjoying your fruits, or the fruits of your labor, and that should not be the last thing you ever make. That's the point of these cards. That there is life beyond it. Okay. So whether you struck a great deal, right, or I don't know, whether you bought a house, whatever it is, that should be something that you wished for. Okay, that it is coming around, that it is wrapping around itself, and that you will see that you are going to see results in, not just only results, but that is going to be the culmination. Okay, not just only results, but it's going to happen. It's there. So that is something you need to know. But the life doesn't end there. Okay, you gotta be ready to set the next thing, the next goal, the next aim, the next dream, so to speak, because otherwise it's gonna grow boring very, very quickly. Okay, and stagnant, and it is just the whole excitement and feelings and how can I put it into words, and drive is gonna go away. So you opened your business here. Well, that's great. I mean, you have your services and things are start rolling up, right? And it's like a snowball, or yeah, it's like a snowball, and things are getting better and better with your current services. That's great. But maybe it's time for you to start thinking of opening new services, okay, within the framework of the business, or maybe it's some time to expand the business, or maybe opening a new business. The thing is that you will have to be in a flow, in a motion, rather than sitting in one place. And with the Six of Cups, guys, same thing as with I forgot, Cancer maybe was that from now on, whatever perspective you decide to take on your job, or on your love life, and so on and so forth, make sure it's something you would like and you would enjoy. Okay, it's far less impactful for you than for Cancer. Yeah, it's for Cancer, I believe it was, right. Far less impactful. Even if you undertake a enterprise that it is not exactly pleasant, but you gotta do it, it's not gonna impact you as it's gonna impact them. But still, you have the luxury here to set your dream and to set your goal the way that is gonna suit you best. So that said, there is no point start dating someone if there is no chemistry and emotions, and there is no point starting a business if you are gonna hate the business. Simple as that. But in the grand scheme of things, Libra, you did it, guys. Okay, that is what you need to know. You did it, and you should be proud of yourself. Take your time, enjoy the fruits of your labor, but after that, make sure that you do set the next goal. Karen, thank you so much for your 333 US dollars. That's for myself. I'm gonna do Lenormand for myself. And thank you for another 333 for Pisces Moonbeam. Right. Next, Scorpio. That's so nice. We do have the Ace of Pentacles, the Hangman, and the Ace of Cups. Wow. Wow. Those three. I mean, if I staged the cards, couldn't done it better, right? I just couldn't done it better if I staged the cards. Hold on a second. I gotta think about it. There are so many aspects to these cards that it's very difficult to start here because I don't know where to start from. Yeah, it's ridiculous. All right, it's ridiculous. You go for a reading that these are the cards you want to see, okay? Because there are so many things to them. For example, these two as an elemental dignity, they say so many stuff. Like, problems are gonna go away, okay? You will love, we are gonna love what is about to happen to us, which is gonna change our day-to-day routine on a day-to-day basis, okay? And it doesn't have to be only with an aspect of romantic relationship, okay? It's pretty much what they are promising here. It is that what is in front of us, okay, or the person that we're talking to, right, or the business we're trying to push forward, they're about to become much better, in a sense of that the relationships are gonna grow into a very harmoniously flowing ones. The businesses or the business maneuvers, the business ideas that we do have are going to turn out to be very lucrative. And in generally, whatever the concerns and issues we had, irrelevant, gone. They're no longer going to be there. And that is going to uncover a rare opportunity, if you will, to further our goals. We're going to find ourselves very content, happy, exhilarated, glee. I don't know how to put it into words. Definitely, if we were callous by now, we are going to be callous no longer. And with the Hangman being next to the Ace of Pentacles, that is when it is the right time, all right? That is when it is this opportunity to further our goal, whether into our love life or whether into our business, it didn't work out up until now. Now imagine it that way, all right? Let's talk about romance and let's talk about love. And that also can apply to so many situations. It's mind-blowing. So let's add another layer. Let's think of a person you liked so much, right? But for the past 4 years, things are not working out in between you two. I mean, you both cannot separate from each other, right? No matter how much you try, but in the same time, nothing past friendship happens. Reasons, okay? And that is because the right timing haven't been there. The right timing is approaching. That is what you need to know. And it is coming. it's like a boulder, really, that's it's about to hit us. Nothing we can do about it, nothing we want to do about it, the way I see it. Who would want to do about that? Same thing about work, you know, you were looking for the perfect job and never were able to find one. That is because your perfect job, our perfect job, was lingering into the void, waiting for its time to come about. And guess what? The time is coming about. It's pretty much here. That's a breakthrough, and it is a huge breakthrough. So that's what we need to know. And all that we got to do in order that breakthrough to take place, by the way, is do exactly nothing. We just have to wait for it. And it's coming. It's around the corner, lurking there, and it will ambush us, really. That's the word that came to my mind. It's going to ambush us, but I don't think that we are going to have anything in mind for that, right? Or anything against it whatsoever. So yeah, Scorpio, prepare yourself, guys, for the big deal, for the big love, right? For happiness and for a disappearance of a problems. I think of Pisces moonbeams knows it. Last night a big problem disappeared. Right, so that was for Scorpio, and now the second break is gonna take place, guys. Within this break, one of you is gonna get a free reading from me. All you gotta do to get that free reading is just input a question into the comments down below. And after about 5 minutes, I'm gonna pick one of the questions submitted, if there are any. I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. Anyone who supported and is about to support the channel through Super Chat, you guys are going to get your readings at the end of the stream. That's given. And if you want a specific question to be answered, put it into super chat, into the super chat you're going to make. Also, if you do wish Lenormand reading, just type Lenormand with your super chat if you decide to go for super chat. If your super chat goes with no inquiry, it's going to be just for immediate guidance. Yeah, it's a great time ahead for what it seems, Karen, for Scorpio. I'm really looking forward to it. Hold on a second. Me too, Mattia. Me too. I mean, it's about time. The way I look at it, it's about freaking time. Oh, you're welcome, Elisa. Well, I hope so too, Mattia. Yeah, Lisa, it's you have in my opinion, at least, your mindset is correct. Because listen, these changes that are happening at work, nothing you can do about them, right? I mean, that's why you should worry about them. I mean, the only things that you should worry about are things that you can alter. Otherwise, there is no reason to worry at all. Worrying, it is just, it makes the troubles double, if that makes sense. You're welcome, Mutia. Thank you for everything. All right. Well, I get custody too of my son. Tara asks. Tara cannot give you a definitive answer because that involves making a decision for someone like the judge. Okay? So, what the cards are going to show, or what are your chances getting that custody? Those are the cards. We do have the Death, Eight of Cups, Three of Swords. If there is such a thing as a partial or shared custody, that is what you're gonna get, I believe. It's pretty much what the cards are saying. It is that your custody status is gonna change, but it's not gonna be ideal, right? It's not gonna be exactly the way you want it to change. So I believe that is gonna happen to be a shared or partial custody, whatever the case. Well, guys, couple of minutes and then moving to the next four star signs, yeah, which are going to be Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and then we do have Pisces. Well, Scorpio moons are going to be great because applying that reading to them, I mean, they're going to fly high with their emotions. It's going to be crazy good. Oh, that's all right, Karen. We are not all professors here, so no worries with your typos. I'm making typos all the time. Okay, so if that's what you want, Sarah, then I guess you're gonna get it. All right, next one, that is gonna be Sagittarius. First one for Sagittarius, we do have the Ace of Cups. These cards are haunting me seriously, because then we do have the Lovers. And the final one is gonna be the Hammer. I mean, seriously, man. I mean, they are hunting me. Or haunting me, I'm sorry. Because you guys may not know, but also I am very strong Sagittarius. I have like 4 planets, I believe, or 3 planets in Sagittarius. So my moon is in Sagittarius. Those 3 cards for Sagittarius. Oh. So, long story short, you will find the unlikable very appealing. I don't know how to put it into words. Think it that way. It's just what you didn't want it to give a chance before, you will want to give a chance to it from now on moving forward. Let's put it that way. Mercury, and one more thing as well, Pisces moonbeam. Let me finish with Sagittarius and I'm gonna check it out. All right. So here with the Lovers card and the Ace of Cups, this is a passive neutrals, okay, passive neutral elemental dignity, and pretty much is consideration to be involved with enterprises which doesn't exactly fit under the harmonious criteria. Okay, enterprises that you may see a bit more as a hassle than, you know, something pleasant, but in the same time, you Sagittarius, we Sagittarius are gonna feel pull and drive toward it, especially in those with the moon in it, because those with the moon in Sagittarius are gonna really feel it. Okay, so with that said, it isn't much about decisions, it isn't much about choices here. It's more about where your emotions, guys, are dragging you toward. And as with Scorpio, these emotions are gonna just, you know, find themselves being unshackled. I don't want to say even unlocked, but unshackled. And what can I say? I mean, if you were feeling bad up until this moment, let's say you are in a state of depression, or you are going through a heartbreak, whether because someone left you, or you were insulted, or you lost your job, because losing your job also kind of like causes you a heartbreak, that is gonna be mended. Okay, it's gonna be mended whether because you find someone else or something else to love, or whether because you start loving yourself above everything else. You will emotionally, you're gonna start feeling better and better into the upcoming days. What you need to know, it is just the problems are as big as you make them to be. Okay, especially the emotional problems. And whatever problems you do have, according to these cards, the very least, all you gotta do is just wait for them to go away, and they are gonna go away. Falling in love, it's due time, or even I can say it's past due time. It's way overdue. So I do believe that, yeah, it's coming, right? It's approaching. we are about to fall in love. Something I don't like saying, but it's there. I am very curious, at least for myself, to see how that is gonna work out. Chandra, thank you so much for your 4.99. Thank you, Chandra. Make sure that you do stick around up until the end, where you're gonna get your personalized reading for the transit, or for the topic. I'm sorry. So can you imagine Pisces moon being me being in love? Oh my god, that's gonna be and because it's a neutral with the Lover's card, guys, it's not gonna be tumultuous. Okay, it's gonna have a genuine feelings. Lover's card, you know, people interpret Lover's card as something like, you know, you're gonna fall madly in love. Yeah, that's kind of like, I don't even consider that it is love. The Lover's card, it's an air sign, right? It's an air, it's mind. It's you fall in love with someone because your mind tells you to. It's not your heart. I hate that stuff. Yeah. Do you know why I hate it? It's because it makes you vulnerable. It makes you different. And I like myself the way I am. Yeah, it's not going to be tumultuous. It's going to be just about right. Okay, it's going to be just about right. All right, so moving next, we do have Capricorn. First one, that is going to be the Knight of Cups. Eight of Wands. The Empress. Capricorn, you know what? It was a long time ago, but when you order a coffee and they are bringing you the coffee with a wrap parchment, right? It's a little piece of paper where you have we call it luck, right? So you do have a luck written on it, or like I don't know, foretelling or blessing or whatever you call it. And I was really amazed what was written to mine back in the days. And it said like that. Let me translate it in English. Oh my God, what was it? It was something like this. There are many people in this world, but for one of these people, you are entire world. And that's literally what we have here for you, Capricorn. Okay? That for someone around you, you are the entire world. I mean, that person doesn't want to look anywhere else. Okay? It's just they don't want to look anywhere else. They are fixated on you. That's pretty clear from these two cards. Okay? And then from these two cards that we do have, the Knights of Cups and the Empress, they pretty much made up their mind. It is just they don't want to, how can I put it into words? They don't want to stifle you, okay? So with that said, until you are, let's say, ready, they are not going to harp or kind of like bruise themselves over. It's kind of like they made peace with whatever goes forward. That is because you happen to be, that's very common with the Knights of Cups, you happen to be their dream, okay? And if you ain't happy, nobody is happy, and that's why only thing they wish is to pretty much see you happy, and if you aren't happy with them, then they're gonna leave you alone. But you need to know that you always have that one over there. And by the way, they do have a very big plans should you decide to give them a chance, if you didn't gave them a chance already, because that could be, you know, someone that you are already with. That could be your current wife or a husband that is just, they don't have any, they don't want to look into anyone else, you know, and that is just and that is what you need to know, that they love you and they are never gonna leave you. They're not gonna leave you for anybody else. It's kind of like a reassurance. But if you are single, gotta know that it's around you, all right? It's someone that, it's not even someone that you can trust, someone that you can make a functional relationship with. It's pretty much around you, Capricorn. Why is that, Mattia? Have a good night, Sarah. But yeah, guys, I mean, this person, I mean, let's say that, you know, you have that situation with someone just show that they want to be with you, all right, and you are approaching it with a skepticism that's it's just a game for them. Well, according to these cards, it ain't. It's just, it isn't. Okay, for them, it's they are willing to invest pretty much everything they got into it. But the Knights of Cups, it's very different from the King of Pentacles, let's say, not from the King of Cups. Okay, Knights of Cups, they don't believe in faith or if we are meant to be. The only thing they believe in, tangible results. Okay, so if they approached you and because of your, I don't know, assumptions or biased opinion, right, you drove them away, and I'm gonna try again until you show something tangible, right, something that they can grasp, or rather, like, not grasp but grapple on, so to speak. So yeah, I mean, if you are wondering why that person doesn't approach you second time, they won't. I mean, now you gotta approach them, okay, to pretty much return the favor, unstuck, and so on. Because with the Queen of, with the Empress being there, it's pretty clear that right now they are withdrawn, for the very reason that it is not mature, if you are denied once, to try again, because that's the mature way how you do it. You being said no, then that means no. Thank you, Pisces Moonbeam, and Mattia as well. Yeah, it's I don't know if that's a trend really, because uh, more and more often it comes to that, me describing somebody. Hello, Anna, welcome to the stream. Glad you made it. All right, next one, Aquarius. Let me have a gulp of my coffee before I move to Aquarius. Anna, thank you for your 20 US dollars support. Thank you, Anna. Make sure that you do stick around a little bit longer. We are almost towards the end. And as usual, you're gonna have your personalized reading of what do you need to know of this moment. Gemini read was good one, I believe. Right, for Aquarius, first one, that is going to be the Two of Swords. Moving on next, we do have the King of Wands. And the final one for you, Aquarius, that is going to be the Two of Cups. Those two cards. So pretty much these cards refer to, are you wondering whom with, whether for a friendship or for a business? Are you wondering whom with? Well, whom with? Well, whom is going to approach you pretty much on their own behalf? That is pretty much what you need to know. You don't have to make the choice. That choice can be made for you, or rather, like, can be correctly made for you. Simple as that for what those cards are showing. Other than that, if we're not talking about people and we're talking about you strictly, it seems that it is important right now to hold down your horses. Right now, of this moment, it is not a perfect time for you to make choices which are gonna pave a way, which are going to reflect drastically your future. That is because, according to them, there are a couple of things. First, it is that currently it's an equilibrium, right? So one thing holds another and so on and so forth, and you don't want to mess around with that equilibrium because it's going to have its domino effect and it's going to screw up something important for you in the future. And the other thing it is that there are pieces of an information or events which are yet to happen. So pieces of an information that are missing currently, or events that are yet to happen, which are going to make your choice how to proceed or where to proceed to pretty obvious. That's with time. But I do believe that these cards refer more toward a partnerships, whether business partnerships, friendship partnerships, family partnerships, romantic partnerships. Those partnerships, kind of like it's more about forming the partnership, right? And that partnership is going to be formed for you. So I guess the first one who builds up the courage and approaches wins, I guess. Also, another thing that you need to know is that it's fantastic time to have fun, right? Just to enjoy life to its full. At least in the next few days. Like I said, equilibrium, nothing bad is gonna come out of it, at least according to these cards, and it's gonna serve you well if you kind of like, can I put it into words, lose the news a little bit. All right, next one, which is gonna be the last one, that is gonna be Pisces. Oops. Oh, the Tower with the World The Page of Cups. Figuratively speaking, someone's house is gonna burn. Luckily, it's not gonna be your house, but this conflagration is going to affect you big time. So what happens here, Pisces? It is that it can be good, yes, but not in that case. Okay. What happens here is that whatever expectations you do have towards a person, they aren't happening. Say you have expected your child to pay a bill, right? You gave them the money to go and pay your electricity, and they failed, and now you are without an electricity for a day or two or whatever long, right? You expected your lawyer to file a motion. They didn't. Now you have to bear the consequences. Okay? You have expected, I don't know, your beloved one to do something. They haven't, and it is you who will have to bear the consequences. Okay, so that's the point of these cards. You thought that everything is sorted out. Well, it isn't. It is because you placed your expectations and your trust into the wrong person. Simply, they fucked up. Yeah, it's horrible. It is horrible. It happens. Okay, it kind of happens. You are expecting your boss to pay you because you need money urgently to kind of like cover up mortgage expenses, and your boss instead, I don't know, spends the money on something else. I had that thing way too many times in my life. It was the salary was delaying, but my boss was building a house. I mean, who cares that you are without money? Important thing is that the house is built. In any case, yeah, that's something that could happen as well. So it doesn't have to relate to money, all right? But definitely it's gonna make things inconvenient, and that is to say the least, and is going to delay. Good thing it is that it is with the world, okay? Rather than, let's say, with the death card. Now, if it was with the death card, that would have been a bit devastating, okay? It literally bounces you back. It throws you off the mountain, all right? It kind of like it throws you down the slope. While with the world card, it's with the world card only causes a delay and inconvenience instead of kind of like a tragedy and tantrum and upheaval in your life. So you will kind of like handle it, you will manage it, and what you need to know is that you will learn a big deal of lesson here, that this person, it's not to be trusted with, and therefore you will not gonna make the same mistake placing your trust into that person anymore. Sad thing it is that this person doesn't want to do that to you, but they did it one way or another. Now a very grim example comes to my mind that happened quite a few times with people I know. Okay, with people I know. There are money given with an expectation something to be paid, and that person who got the money to pay something went to the casino and gambled them away. Okay, few times that happened, not to me personally, but to people I know. So that's the way how it can play out. Okay, and it's not that this person wants to disappoint you, it's just urges. I don't know what to say, okay? To me, personally, there are no excuse to such a situations. But who am I to judge people, right? Sometimes urges, okay, I don't know. But I personally I can't forgive such a thing because I am not a gambler and I don't understand how a gambling can be a thing. But hey, different people, different criterias, different souls. So yeah, it's a lesson to be learned, and like I said, a good thing it is that it's not gonna screw things around, but instead is going to delay them. So yeah, think of whom around you things are hanging on, right? Or things are depending on, and that way you will know where to expect that blow to come from. So with that said, this concludes the 12 star signs, guys, and now the last 3 reading is gonna take place. If you want a free reading, now is the time to input a question into the comments down below. I'm going to give you about 5 minutes, and after I'm done with that free reading, and I'm going to move to the super chat readings. Anyone who supports the stream, the channel, me and Pisces Moonbeam through super chat, you guys are going to get a reading at the end of the stream. That's pretty much given. And finally, if you wish to have a personal reading with me, you can always go to my website, which you can find in the description down below, and there on the very front page you will see full list of my services and as well their pricing. Yeah, because if it was the death card, oh my god, that would have been so bad. But for example, if we had there as well the Hangman, that would have caused such a crisis. Okay, that would have been such a freaking crisis, man. Was I? Well, thank you. I have a very strong headache. It's just I feel my head over here like it is in an iron jaws, you know. So. Yeah, headache sucks. But stomachache, it's worse than headache. Stomach hurts worse, I believe. But the worst thing that hurts are 4 things. You have the ear, the tooth, the kidneys, and the ass. These 4 things, they hurt the worst. The pain there, it's just I only experienced a tooth pain and kidney pain. The other 2 things I haven't. But people say, I mean, when your ear starts to hurt, oh my god, the pain is unbearable, almost unbearable. Yeah, in the ear can cause vertigo. That's true. Maybe. The thing about headache it is that the headache it is the most susceptible to any kind of pain relief meds, and I'm not even talking about painkillers. Okay, these are pain relief, like any pain relief that you can buy without the prescription, right? I don't know, I don't want to say particular brands, but it is very susceptible to what was called acetaminophen. It's very susceptible to as well. Oh my god, what was that ingredient called? Wow. Uh, Jesus, I forgot the ingredient. Ibuprofen. Okay, so it's very susceptible to ibuprofen, to ketoprofen, to these. While, for example, kidney pain or a tooth pain, I mean, you have some killers there, right? Like things with ingredient oxycodone, hydrocodone, all these drugs, they are literally drugs, okay? With a yellow or a green prescription, whatever your country is issuing. All right, so will my business survive? Wolf Kiss is asking. Let's check it out. And yeah, love hurts the most. Yeah, it can drive you insane, Lisa. Tooth pain, but kidney pain, oh my god, you want to kill yourself. I'm telling you that. You want to kill yourself, literally. All right. Those are your cards. Wolf class. Even worse, Mattia. Even worse than giving a birth. There are a condition to the survival of your business. Couple of conditions actually. The first condition it is that you won't be able to pull it through on your own. Maybe the cards are speaking about merger. Okay, that's one thing. And the second, it's that you gotta hire some professional people to help you with bringing your business on your feet, on its feet. All things that you will not gonna like doing by a large margin, but essential for according to these cards to save your business. If you go down that road, these cards are predicting that by the end of March next year, March to the mid of April next year, your business is gonna be in a really good shape. But trying to pull it through on your own, it's not gonna work out for at least of what they are showing. It's just not, you're doing what's, you know, in a way that's the thing. Wolf case, it is the, or wolf class, I'm sorry, it is that this business that you have set up the way you like it, but the way you like it is not the way that is going to work out. Okay, so that's pretty much how it stands. Tonsillites. What is that? Stones? Tonsiltes. Yeah, these are stones. Tonsil is a stone, isn't it? Oh, I have tonsils. Oh, okay. So it's... Well, what is tonsil? My God. I think I know what it is, but I'm gonna check it out. Ah, all right. Yeah. Well, I don't have those. I mean, mine are in my throat. I already checked it out. Are those things over here? Yeah. On the back and on and over here as well, there are 3 of them. Hey, Nicole. That's what they do, Luisa. But they make the pain go away. All right, Mattia, what is it you need to know? 5 of Cups with the 5 of Wands. Okay, so those 2 cards for you. You are soon gonna have incentive of replacement. I don't know what these cards are referring to. Okay, like replacing one thing with another, kind of like replacing what you are dissatisfied of with another to try it out. And you shouldn't. That's the thing. It is more like a test of a test of temptation, if you will. So that is coming your way. And also those cards are speaking here that it's a bit too late to make a reverse, so it's a bit too late to change the course of events. You gotta, basically what you need to know is that you make some choices and you have to roll with these choices. All right, you gotta go forward with them. You gotta move on with them. You gotta move forward. Yeah, you gotta move forward with them. You can't change it. Well, you can try to change them, but it's gonna make things worse. Okay, so that is what you need to know. And also the other thing that you need to know is that currently whatever you're disappointed of is just a temporary thing. Okay, that disappointment is going to improve in a sense of that you are not going to be that disappointed, if any disappointment is going to stay moving forward. And even if you do lose something, that is going to happen to be a partial loss. And that's why you should not try to change up your mind, for at least according to these cards. Next one, JT. We do have the Knights of Swords with the Four of Cups and Temperance. Those three cards. Someone is gonna find a way toward you, okay, to get on the same page with you. These type of people, JT, they always consult their logic with their emotions. In other words, whatever you both come up to, that is something they will want to happen. All right, it's not like they're making it. Well, that's the thing with the Temperance being there. It will feel like they're making a compromise, and yes, they are, but that is not really a compromise. It is because they want to do it, whatever that's the case, whether they cut you some slack in your work or whatever, you know, that's kind of like that is your partner in life that also allow you to do to be your way. Okay, it doesn't really matter here. It's because it's, how can I put it into words? For them, it's important that the thing, that the enterprise moves forward more than it is important for them to be their way, because your way also is gonna work out. And so we're gonna have that unique, how can I put it into words, these unique circumstances where, yeah, I mean, your opinions are going to be different. I mean, your opinion is going to be different of their opinion, say your boss, but that doesn't mean that you can't work together. It doesn't mean that you can't respect each other. And it doesn't mean that you can't show compassion and solidarity toward one another. And with the Four of Cups being there, it is open mind. With the Knight of Swords, that's an open mind, kind of like considering possibilities outside of the framework of what is acceptable and what is, how can I put it into words, what is accomplished by this moment. That is like keeping an open mind for additional possibilities that can come up in the future, which makes you forewarned, which in my world at least, it kind of makes you forearmed as well. Romantic incentive with this person, possible, but for now it is kind of like best, you know, if you don't go to any extreme state like being lovers or being indifferent to one another. I don't know why the cards are suggesting that, they just do. Danny, what do you need to know as of this moment? 10 of Cups, Danny, for you. And with the 10 of Cups, couple of things actually. The first one, I don't know if that's applicable because it's such a, how can I put it into words? It's such a Gemini card in that regard. Okay, for one thing, it tells you that you do have everything you need to kind of like find comfort and to feel happy, but for another thing, tells you that you can always go for more. Okay, so it's a matter of a personal choice here. But what do you need to know, Danny? It is that very soon, in regards to an aspect in your life where you lost hope, right? That hope, either all of a sudden or with a slow progression, is going to be returned. Say you lost hope in love, well, that hope is going to start regaining traction. You lost hope that you're ever going to be successful. That hope is going to start gaining traction again. Okay, or maybe you lost hope that you ever gonna own your home. Well, that hope again is gonna start taking traction. So things are going to start improving for you. But the very first step, it is to find happiness into the things you already possessing rather than the things you are yearning for. Moon Rain, Queen of Swords for you with the 7 of Wands, you do have an enemy, Moon Rain. You do have an enemy, someone that has a personal agenda. Has a personal agenda pretty much to see you down. It's a very nasty elemental dignity here. What can I advise you? Is that these people, they are or that person, it's going to try to do the job through spreading rumors, gossips, fallacies, untruthful statements towards you. Just to give you an example how it can play out, which is very common, you know. Say that you are now in relationship, you love each other with your partner, but someone showed up that also is into your partner, okay, and they don't want you being around your partner anymore. They want to break your relationship, and so they are start spreading rumors, fallacies, and gossips, how unfaithful you are, how you are cheating on your partner, which isn't true. But hey, a lie said 1,000 times becomes stronger than truth if left uncontested. So that is what you need. That is the best thing you can do here. Contest your rival, because that it's not really an enemy. It's more like a rival that you do have. Because if you left it uncontested, your rival is gonna stop in front of nothing, and the situation is gonna go from bad to worse without you even knowing it. I mean, it's gonna take no time to go from bad to worse. So you gotta contest your rivalries right away. Tara, your card, 3 of Swords. So what do you need to know, Tara? Well, first things first, it is that you are a different person. What I mean, it is that everybody makes mistakes, but everybody learns from those mistakes. And you learned from your mistakes, okay? So you should not, how can I put it into words? You should not feel in a way that you are going to fail again, okay? You should put out the negative thoughts from your mind, because otherwise you're gonna find yourself very, very lost. Long story short, what you need to know it is that the situation that it is either repeating itself or it is very reminiscent of a situation that you had from the past is gonna happen to you. And these negative thoughts of your past failure are gonna pretty much, how can I put it into words, swirl in your mind. They are going to flow or overflow in your mind, and it's going to start twisting and tangling, and you should not allow that to happen. Another thing that you need to know is that you should stop struggle, in a sense of that, can I put it into words, things which are going like that. You make one step forward and then you have to go 2 steps backwards because something pushes you away. It's best to be left aside for now, and finally prepare yourself, because a mental cruelty is expected. So yeah, I mean, very soon you may be insulted, given unfair criticism, etc., etc. Don't allow these things to get to you. Pisces Moonbeam, to your question. The Emperor. To your question, it's handling things around, okay? I can't say more now, but it is handling things around. It's doing very good, in fact, for herself. Okay, it's doing very good for herself. It's trying to manage in crisis. That is what you need to know. And he's gonna be able to. So yeah, she is clawing her way upwards. Chandra, what is that you need to know of this moment? Two of Cups, Chandra. So I don't know if you are dating or if you are with a person next to you, okay? Well, that very well depends on what your relationship status is. So if you have no relationship status whatsoever, what do you need to know? It is that very soon someone is going to show up, okay? Someone is going to show up that will want to relate with you. If you are in a relationship status right now, what do you need to know? It is that giving a hard time to the other side is not the way doing it. Two of Cups, it is when there is no restrictions, when there are no boundaries in between you and the other person, and you allow the flow, okay, to stream literally. So if you are holding your partner accountable, if you are shy about something, or you allow your ego to kind of like play itself in that relationship, you should stop doing that. Okay, for a business, what do you need to know? It is that at least for the next few days or for the next few weeks, the environment in your work or in your business is going to be very, very calm. And finally, Anna, what do you need to know? We do have Judgment with the Nine of Swords. Then it is the Page of Wands. Those three cards, Anna. A news, and a news is gonna come your way. News which is going to pretty much make everything, or rather like is going to put sense into everything. All right, so it's kind of like a news that is gonna show up the big picture in front of you, and it's a news you are afraid of what the news is gonna hold in itself, but actually is going to turn out to be very, very positive to you. That is what you need to know directly. Other thing that you need to know, it is that what you are afraid of doing, you actually have what it takes within you to do it. And very soon you're going to understand that. And I do believe by the look of those cards, it is that you are going to make your initiation, because it's going to be the only thing out there that pretty much makes sense. Those cards are very strong for having a child as well, but I know that's that's not something you are invested into right now. But nonetheless, they are showing that it's a good time. That is what you need to know. It is a good time having another child. And finally, what you need to know is that you gotta be open for everything new, because the newness wants to come into your life, but for some reason you are closed for it. Open yourself for it, and beautiful things are gonna happen, or like a happy, exciting things are gonna come your way. And finally, me, let me get my Lenormand. Let's check on what we have ahead, all right? And I am doing Lenormand to myself because with Tarot, I'm not going to be objective, guys. But Lenormand, they say what they say. They don't concern themselves. Did I skip for Sarah? My God, I skipped actually two. And one for you, Karen, as well. Yeah. 1 second. Uh, okay. You unspecified it. It's just all right. I'm not gonna make excuses. Thank you, Karen. So let me reshuffle, and I'm gonna draw for you, Karen, and for Sarah. All right. So Karen, High Priestess. It's a water card, and you mentioned that you do have a surgery. Water cards are a fantastic for a personal healing. So sword cards are a great for a healers, all right? So for example, if you go to be checked and you have a sword card for that, it means that, you know, they're going to do, depending on the sword card, but generally it gives a very good incentive to be taken care of in a sense of setting a diagnosis and treatment and so on and so forth, while the water cards are good for a personal healing like recovery. So with the High Priestess, that is how you can consider it. And as well, the High Priestess pretty much shows that what is, it is, in a sense of, how can I put it into words? Well, for example, if you are working, you are going to be working that thing. If you are enjoying something, you are going to keep on enjoying that thing. So it's like you are in a blissful place of your soul, you know, in a place of solace, and that is how it's going to remain, Karen. Okay. And finally, what you need to know it is that if you are considering spiritual practices, now is the time. Jen, thank you so much for your 1999 US dollars. Thank you, Jen. Uh, I'm gonna draw you a card now. Stick around a little bit longer, and we'll know what you need to know as of this moment. Uh, Sarah, the Empress. So the Empress tells us a few things, Sarah. The first thing that it tells us it is that it is time for you to take a little bit of a break. Okay, that's one thing. Because it's essential when you have the Empress to take a break, because the Empress demands a mature approach, so to speak. And if you do not have the objective sight in view over either your business or your love life, you can't make a mature decision. So it's very important to withdraw from the midst of activities. That is what you need to know. To first to recuperate, catch up your breath, okay, and then decide what you are gonna do with your life in general. Because what you need to know is that the time had came for you to make a big plans for yourself, plans that are going to carry on in the far future, and it's time to initiate those plans on a more superficial level, like more mundane level. The Empress urges you to make yourself comfortable. Okay, do not care for, well, the thing is that with the Empress it is that I do apologize. With the Empress, it is that with your actions, you gotta be able to make yourself comfortable. If you are feeling aggravated by what you do, then you should stop doing it, because it's unnecessary and it is not mature. Jen, Knights of Wands with the Ace of Pentacles, and the final one is going to be the Eight of Cups. Okay, these three. And that is a person, Jen, who doesn't want to move on. Okay, The thing is like that. There is a situation that you and that person you are involved into, and they don't want to see beyond that situation because the situation is dissatisfying, not just only for you but for them as well. And you may be ready to move on from that situation, but they don't. No different than, for example, having an argument with a coworker of yours, and you will just want to move past that argument, but they are always bringing it up. All right, they are always bringing it up, and they don't want to move on from it because for them, what is at stake? It's their drive. They think that if they lose that situation, they are going to be beneath you. So in normal situations, that person is very enterprising, all right? They are cheerful, as well, very active, but now they are just a stuck. So until and you can't do much about it, unfortunately. Okay, the best thing that you can do it is just provide something different that they can focus their mind on, right? But for the time being, that's a bit impossible, so to speak. So if I were at your shoes, the best thing I can do is just ignore them. That is how at some point they will figure out that it is pointless for them. They're gonna burn out. That's you just gotta wait them wait them out to burn out. That's how you can play out the whole thing. Without them though, it will be very, very difficult for you to proceed with your thing. So if that's a coworker, most likely that is someone from your team, and without their help, it's very difficult to proceed with the project or with your task. If that's a friend, it's very difficult to carry on with your social circle. Why do I have a feeling that that's either a child of yours, if you do have one, and a niece, all right, or a nephew, something like that? And because they don't want to move past a situation, dissatisfiable situation in between you two, things are not going ideal within your relationships that revolve around that particular person. But best thing, once again, Jen, is to just ignore them, wait them out to burn out. Thank you, loving the universe. And finally, mine. Let's check on what the Lenormands are going. The Lenormand are gonna say for me. The woman, the mountain, and the man. So pretty much nothing new under the sun. All right, nothing new under the sun. These cards are showing it is that there are going to be problems and delays in between me and a woman. Yeah, it's something that I'm used to. All right, that's always the case. Oh, again, nothing new under the sun. Well, Jen, it doesn't have to be a contrary position. It is just, it could be, you know, something that they blame you for, right? Or they hold you accountable for. Something, let's say you told them that you think that is going to happen that way, but it didn't happen that way. And they told you, well, and they are now claiming that you promised them, but you never promised them. And there is the conflict, you know, and they always harp that, oh, you promised. but I haven't promised, but you do promise, so it's best to just, you know, ignore them. Don't feed up don't feed up their passion and their interest into that, because that is their fuel, right? That is their fuel. It is the interest into it. So for as long as you do not participate, the interest is going to fade away, and when the interest is not there, they're just going to move on to the next thing. Yeah, so like I said, for me, nothing new under the sun. Problems with a woman. And with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching. We're going to see each other very, very soon for the weekly reading. And thank you for your generosity and your support. And up until the next live. Until then, bye.